middle of me telling that. But anyway, it was just bricks and mortar stacked up as high as you can see. Well, bricks, the mortar, it would be filled up. If you leaned it either way, it would spill out, you know, like it was always picking up the back of cars and things like that. That was me my whole life. So that did not, you know, play good into the whole thing anyway. But yeah, just so you know, I didn't reset anything. My cousin Renee tried to call in the middle of me telling that whole brick and mortar story. So anyway, and plus, like, come on, man. I know that some magic people out there that do their cool Tony Stark magic stuff, like that is how it's done. But oh, my cousin Renee was here. You should have said what's up. I don't think she heard me, but she brought something. Okay, the mail. Cool. I'm popular today. I've been getting out though, so I got people that know I'm out that be wanting to see me because I'm starting to get a tan on my face again. Yeah, that's cool. But anyway, like I said, you got to be a genius to set this up, to make some kind of gadget to do that. Like I know I had to reset the camera and all that. I paused it so I could have faked that. All the circumstances. But I guarantee you, I'll do that in person right before your eyes. You know, and you can inspect it. You can even stack them up for me while you're inspecting them. And I will do this. And we will record it for both of our channels. Yours will be proving that, you know, all the TKers are lies. Mine will be entitled Proving a Skeptic Wrong. Yeah, see, I followed the path so long. And you may think it's a straight on shot to do that, but no, I feel the pressure back here is a funnel. And this way I feel like an open dome of energy coming back this way, but it leads out to a path from that way, wrapping out to a path of that way, because it's all the chakras, man. You got to understand things before you can start doing things, is all I'm saying. Like, that's how you practice. Come on. Yeah, like I said, end over end inside, that's how I do it. But it stays on it, so it's like it hits a car. I got a 69 Charger and a van parked together pretty much by my PlayStation. I'll be getting it wrapped up behind them in between the PlayStation and snatch them out. I'm talking about like bend it up, crinkle it, snatch it out of it. Why? My wife got me a shirt that pretty much explains why. Because Chris said so. I was gonna wear it, but it seemed kind of cocky, Ash Williams style. But then I thought, hey, you know, why not? Maybe next time. But yeah, that's why, because that's how I believe that it works. And like I said, I believe anybody can make it work how they believe that it will work. I could do this all day. Been interrupted by dogs, done all kind of things. My back is itching so bad, like 50 whelps of mosquitoes. They're flying all around. My wrist is itching, and I can still do this. I can talk to my wife while I do this. How about that? Huh? I don't think I lost one. There it is. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's real, and I won't even argue it with anyone. I will just simply say, come and see. You know, like I said, we'll meet right there at, I don't want to say McDonald's, but somewhere where I can get a burger afterwards, after I prove that it's real. Obviously, I can do the stuff with receipts, so I can pretty much prove it with anything. You know, that within reason, because I don't practice with anything heavier than this stack right here. Like a styrofoam bowl is probably that heavier in an more awkwardly shaped shell, you know, so. come on, like that, even though it isn't doing much, it's still like manipulating energy to do something. It's obvious that's not just gonna happen when you know, please. But yeah, I'm really not a very, you know, cocky person. I'm more of the comedian that will play a cocky person just to make somebody laugh. You know, so don't think that, please. That's why I want to be a superhero. You know, like I want to be the good guy. I want to be the good guy more than anything. Like the one that comes to help people. Like I said, if my first mission helping someone, as I get them out, I get killed, I consider that a win. Because they got out. You know, that's, if my first mission I saved someone, then that was what all this training was about, man. Of course, if I don't learn how to do much else, I don't see how blasting a person is going to help. Unless I can blast them back up in the air until they get lower and then just keep blasting them. But then it's like, will that affect them, you know, in a bad way? And it's all just aluminum foil. These are the same pieces that I've been using in my videos the whole time. You know, like every video out here in this camper, these are all the ones. This is the duct tape that was taped to this cup to keep it from, where's it? Okay, there it is. Yeah, that goes to that, like to keep it from flying off and stuff. But I pretty much got it centered down where I can almost keep it from just flying off unless I want to get the reaction, so that's pretty cool. And all I did was follow the energy. That's all you got to do. And I'm saying that to everyone who waves their hand, even though everybody says you can't do that. That isn't TK. Let me tell you what, they don't know what they're talking about. They're not a master. They've never seen a master. I can do some cool stuff, and I am not a master. So I've watched YouTube a lot, and people can do some cool stuff, but I ain't seen nobody do any of this stuff. So let me tell you, everybody learns differently, and the way you believe that you will learn it is the way that the energy can understand it, because you can, and it'll make it happen that way. But you got to let it flow so that it can do such. Like, don't try to make it just go whatever direction that it wants to, even if it's away from the object. How about that? I hope you can see all that anyway. I know you can see it jumping up. You can't see it from my point of view, but it's tight. Anyway, here, let's get back to this. That's why, because any hand motion I do, it always comes from down here. No matter where the target is, even if it was up here, my hand would do this and stop right about here. Because that's where I do TK, man. You know? That's where I do TK. And I'm going to keep doing it that way, if just like I said in the other videos, so they can try to figure out how I'm doing it if I'm faking it, you know. Should have went the other way with it. Hold on. Dang it. I thought something cool would happen. Yeah, something like that. There we go. See, that's hard to I don't know, just to keep duplicating being fake. And I'm choosing this because, like I said, this I can do with less hand waving. I can do a lot of cool stuff, you know, with it on this flat surface. But I can do this kind of stuff with less hand waving. So it's like, how do you know, you can't really, you're going to have to come up with other conclusions as I'm waving my hands too fast. I've always known what I was doing. I don't take the criticism of others and just be like, oh, well, maybe I should quit waving my hands because they said so. No, no. Now I can do stuff like this. And some of those people, I haven't seen them put any videos out since their last ones, you know, and they weren't really, I don't want to say weren't making progress, but like that's what happens when you, I don't know, I'm not saying I know everything now, but I know my pathways that are open, and I can get it to do stuff like this. And I'm pretty sure that if you do what I, did in that sense, just follow the energy. Like the amethyst and aquamarine will make you feel that energy so strong that I can't even describe it for you. I only have a slight memory of what it felt like. So I don't know. I can't explain it anymore. It's like swimming in a pool of, just give it a try. Wear them forever and, see what happens. I don't know. And I guess maybe even from your point of view, it still looks like I'm underneath it, so. And I'm like I said, I'm back further away. I don't want to try not to bring my hands up, but I don't know why I'm still trying to prove it to skeptics. I should move however the energy makes me feel I should move. How about that? Snatch that stuff off of there finally. Let me move it closer to you. I just don't want to have to reach way over there behind the couch to grab it, but oh well. I was trying to put them on there by size, but just got to learn to warp your chi. I'm sorry if this video is too long for most people, but like I said, I like to do it just so they have time to figure out how I'm doing it. They can't be like, oh, he recorded a 2-second video where he moved something. So anything could have been going on. But this, my friends, even though I had to stop it, yes, it's still continuous. There's nothing changed, and I know anybody can say that. But dang it, instead of talking smack, just look it up. Do some research. Find out the truth. Like I said, man, it's all been here forever. I don't know. I don't know. Wave your hands above stuff like that. See how much of a reaction you get. See how you have to wave your hands. And just watch me in slow motion. I know my hands line up with it, but that's my aim, is my hands. I can't help it. It aims it. It's still, the wind for my hands is not going to do that. Especially with the way I held my hand. You can try it over and over again if you want, but if you can, watch the string, rewind it and watch that string when I did that. And that was from back here and stuff. And I'm on the side of it too, like I don't know. I know it. I don't know. This happened in one of the last few videos I did. It got stuck on the outside right there, and it just kept flapping. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there if it will stay, and just stack these up around it. I know it gets boring after a minute, but I don't know. Like TK, if you want to watch a TK video, what better thing to do than just see a bunch of TK? Come on. Let me raise, if I could raise that up, it would be so much better. Raise the camera up so you could see the top of the table, man. I don't know, you can't, that really didn't help much. I don't guess. Maybe it's a little better. But if I angle it back your way, the skeptics will be like, yeah, you put the angle that away so it makes the wind slide down it easier. But you've seen amazing things already. Just admit it. You've seen amazing things already. Things you can't explain by all that logic that you have. Anyway. There go my dog. There they go. And that's away from it. So if you're going to say you can do it, you should try it first. And, you know, just try to visualize this is further away from me than you see it. And just because you see my hand run up beside it when I do this, it's still that far away. So if I did that in reality, you know, it's not going to get much different of a reaction if it was the case of what that was doing actually, you know, so I don't know. How about that? I can do it without moving my hands now, pretty good. But it's more of a stuck, just one motion. You know, that's all you're going to get out of it. Because I'm staying stuck in that one position instead of freely flowing. You know, you got to move. It makes it even more powerful. Even though I moved, that still wasn't enough to do that. I can't even pretend or fake it anymore. It moves just when I'm talking about it. If I look at it, it's like it thinks I want to do, you know, something. So, I don't know. You learn as you go. That's all I can pretty much say, but you have to let it teach you. I just try to keep building it up. Sometimes I stretch it as far as I can possibly take it. And other times I just go easy, go in and just barely do anything. So. Like it is what it is. If they don't believe it now, oh well. But like I said, I believe that anybody can learn this. Even the skeptics who have gone so far as to devise ways to make it look like they can do it. Like even they can learn it. But you can't look at it as looking at something that you look at every day. It's not that at all. It's something totally different than viewing it from the eyes of your everyday life. Two hemispheres controlling, you know, it's something else. I gave all the advice I really can about all that and all my theories and everything throughout my video, so that's all I can do with that. But you see, I'm getting better at it. Like, I'm able to aim it up and use my thoughts to make it do something to it, whether it's slight or not. So it's getting better for me. And that's all there is to that. I mean, that's obvious. Which means what? We can lift heavier weight. Because if I tried that cup, if I stayed stuck on it a while, I believe I could move that cup too. You know, with as much, with as much ease. Rewind that. All I did was flick my fingers like this and it shot forward. My hand was already here. Rewind that and watch it. See, with a little bit of practice, I could probably move this cup like I do this. But I have just now started weaning my dogs off of being around me all the time, and it's also training for my wife to learn how much of a pain in the tail it is to deal with them. I guess she says she could do it, but we'll see. They demand a lot of attention. If you pet one of them, be prepared to pet all of them. Because that's just how this is a proof video, man. If you have any skeptics bothering you, anybody in my TK community, family, or whatever, just send them to this video and tell them to talk to me. There they go barking. Just hold on. I don't know if you still see that one, but it shot blue up here. Yeah, I ain't gonna do all that. I'm trying to listen to just, it got quiet all of a sudden. When that happens, they've done found something they shouldn't have. Anyway, like I said, just because I can't do some things don't mean that it's not TK. I may not be able to pass your, put it, you know, turn left, right, down, up, but I sure can do a blast, and sometimes I can, yeah, there we go. Ooh, hold on, let me try just these two again, give me a minute. See, that's what I was talking about. You learn to force it through. Like, where did it go? You learn to force it through, man. Like, and win. You can't just force it through however you want, whenever you want. There's times to, once you look at it, there's times to grasp a hold of that grasp right there. But what do you do after that? You let it go. Because that grasp will become a blockage. You're not physically holding it, so you don't have to keep that energy on it because a different part of your chi is about to grab it. You need to let go and readjust as if this is heavy and you're readjusting your fingers. So you got to let it go because you're coming at it from all angles. At some point, you're looking at this like this, or you got to learn these angles like that. I know it sounds crazy, but look at it. I mean, this is how I'm looking at it. And I know this is a lot of information, so don't try to go using it to think it's going to help you to just become a TK master. It's not worth thinking of like that. But I do know it will help you to get better. And yeah, I mean, I guess it will eventually take you down the pathway of being a TK master. So, you know, in that sense, yes, this is a good way to learn how I'm thinking. Because like I said, sometimes I can hold it on a float. I can snatch it off inside because it's always propped up back towards me, you know, usually. And I snatch it off and it goes down, but in a wave, it comes back up a little higher. Like, remember Mario with the P-wing and stuff? Like, you can... It like dances kind of like that, like, so I know for a fact it gets better. And once I can learn how to strengthen it properly, which I'm sure is a lesson if you follow the energy, shoot, the true strengthening of the energy is probably follow the energy. You know, like any of it might strengthen a slight aspect of it. But this could potentially strengthen all of it equally, I think, if you do it right. So, I mean, it obviously works. Like I said, if I ever get good enough, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be helping people with it. You know, I mean, I may be able to do more now, but I'm not in too big of a hurry to find out. It just, because it, like, not knowing how to stop that once I do it, I can't save anybody like that. What if I have to pull them off of a burning building and then catch them again as they fall? I can't do that with that. I can't do anything but blast stuff. Like, just, I don't know. I'm talking about do anything for certain anyway. Like, I know I can do that every time, but other things I don't really know if I can do. I do have this down pat though. This is my favorite thing to do. Like, I don't do this inside, but I like to prop it up on stuff. That way I can, I don't know, not have to think about the flatness. Because I think when you imagine it anyway, you're supposed to be able to block out everything else. Like, there's nothing else under it, around it, or anything. That way the energy knows that's what to be focused on. That's how you zone in on the focus point. Everything else disappears, and it's just that in a dark room. Now gravity becomes above in the dark room. You know, like, you can mess with it, I guess, but as far as it goes, allow it to be the teacher. Don't try to teach the teacher. If it wants you to go like this while you're doing TK, then do that. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I let it make me do some crazy stuff. And some of it on camera, and some things, it was way worse. But it did teach me how to do it, you know. So anyway, if this was fake in both of these videos, if any of it was fake, something would have happened or come up by now, and you might have figured it out by now, I hope, because I'm getting tired of doing it. I thought I was going to take a little break and go back out there and mess with that, but my forearms are still burning, man. I can only take so much of that. I got to chop those down with hedge clippers. That I break stuff. That's just what I do. I tried to break a tree so hard with them that they bent, so they suck. And I got to chop stuff down using those. But with the mosquito situation, I think I'm going to call it a day on that. You know, forget that. Anyway, I shall get better and better and better. Just know that I may quit making as many TK videos and focus on the cool RC car videos. I'm trying to get an RC body for this right here, or a frame for it. Like, I got the racing flags on the trunk. If you play the game The Crew 2 and you see this car rolling by, actually in the game it has little racing flags coming off the back of the 3s too on it. If you see that car rolling on The Crew 2, then that's me right there. That's what I like to do. I'm looking for a frame for that that'll be fast, but like I said, not 50 miles an hour fast. As a matter of fact, I need to have it covered up out here. There's spider webs and all kind of stuff, like just ruining it. You know, that was just to show you I can take my mind off of it and go back to it. See, boom. Like, you don't have to think about TK your whole life. If all you're doing is thinking about TK your whole life, you don't have a life. You know, like, if you constantly think of TK and you're staying attached to all these objects, then you're, I don't know, you gotta just flow with the energy. You'll see. I promise. But anyway, back to this. If anybody's got any good advice, man, on what kind of frame to put on this body. It's an old General Lee, but, you know, I like my own style more, so I'm just a more plain type of guy. It's a race car. It's always going to be a race car. Even my old truck, I turned it into a race truck looking thing. But that's just how it is. I could use that advice because I don't want it to be 50 miles an hour. The speed of the Remo rocket, like I said, is fine. It does 30. This is a bad vehicle right here. Changing it out. It really runs great. It climbs hills. I just cleaned it up. It's all shiny now. And I got more bodies of it. I can scrape that right off. That stuff comes off easy. I got another body right here. This one still got the fin on the back of it. It's brand new. It has no scratches on it at all. So when this one gets tore up, boom, I got a spare. But this is sweet. Like I said, going through anything, it looks sweet. But anyway, I've pretty much bored you enough. This is just me talking because I don't really have many people to talk to. Like Renee showed up, I could have talked to her, but she would have been, ate up by mosquitoes out there, and we wouldn't have been out there talking very long anyway. So anyway, I thought I was going to be able to show you other stuff like these right here. Look at this. This right here. Got this at I don't know where my mom got it, but she brought it to me. And I don't even know if the remote came with it. She brings me stuff like this all the time. And I don't have a remote to it or batteries. I don't have the RC money to do anything. This truck will probably never run. And I got so many of them. This bad boy right here, she brought me in the same way. Like, there's a big old buggy over there, like a mud buggy. It's cool. I'd never be able to run it. There's a speed. It looks like the Remo rocket did, the truck, the short track truck. That's what it looks like, but it's much bigger. And it came with a remote, but no battery, and I'll probably never get to drive it. And because I don't, if I spend money on an RC, I get the RC, Like these, if this would fit on here, I'd probably run it around on here, but the fenders don't meet up. I had to cut the charger body to make it fit. So I wouldn't mind that so much. But yeah, that's how I do it. I can't afford to buy any spare parts, and plus I am a dude that basically rigs things up, like this right here. This was my little drifter. I had it inside. I could put some tape on the tires and it would drift, and it's just a little bitty battery. I could put a heavy body on it and it would just slowly drift around stuff. And I rigged it up from a bunch of different little bitty wires. If it wasn't meant to be, I can do it. But as soon as you give me instructions,